Hey everyone. So, do you ever feel, well, stuck? Kind of caught in this weird tug of war between looking at your past and trying to sprint toward the future. It's a feeling we all get, for sure. But what if there's a better way to think about it? Today, we're going to unpack a really cool framework for finding that balance between reflection and aspiration. Let's dive in. But first, just for fun, let's start with a quick word of the day. And that word is biannual. So, it means something that happens in a repeating cycle, either twice a year or every 2 years. Now, just hang on to that idea of a natural rhythm because it's actually super important for what we're about to explore. And that brings us right to the big question, doesn't it? What is the right balance between looking back and moving forward? I mean, how much of our energy should we spend learning from where we've been versus building where we're going? It's a huge challenge for pretty much all of us. To help us answer that, we're going to look at this really powerful new way of thinking. It reframes the whole idea of aspiration not as just one big leap, but as this dynamic two-part motion. Okay, think about it like this. Imagine a spring, or maybe a rubber band. To launch something forward with any real power, what do you have to do first? You have to pull it back. Well, the idea here is that our own personal ambition works in exactly the same way. There's this pulling back, and then there's the release forward. Yeah, this slide lays it out perfectly. The best way to picture it is like a boxer. First, there's what's called the retraction. That's pulling the arm back, winding up, gathering all that energy. Then comes the expansive punch, that explosive forward motion that makes all the impact. The thing is, you absolutely cannot have one without the other. Both parts are essential if you want to land a powerful blow. All right, so let's really dig into that first motion, the retraction. This is where we look backward, into what's called the shadow of our past. And listen, a shadow isn't a bad thing here. It's just where we've been. It's where we can find our footing and gather our strength. And this isn't about just, spacing out and daydreaming about the good old days. No, this is a very deliberate act. It's about consciously winding back, revisiting our experiences, our wins, and our failures, to really understand what brought us to this exact spot, right here, right now. So why even do this? What's the point of looking back? Well, as you can see, it's about reminding ourselves of the mistakes we've made, so hopefully we don't make them again. It's about finding those little moments of inspiration from our past that can actually light a fire under us today. Basically, our past becomes this coiled spring, just gathering up all that potential energy for whatever comes next. Okay, but here's the really important warning. This whole act of looking back, it's a total double-edged sword. There is a super fine line between learning from your past and getting completely trapped by it. And this slide just nails that risk. On one side, you see all the potential, right? The past as fuel, as pure inspiration. But on the other side, you see the danger, getting stuck in these, quote, mires of regret and sadness, which can just completely paralyze you. The exact same past can either be a battery that powers you up or an anchor that weighs you down. So once we've pulled back that spring and gathered all that energy, what happens next? Well, that's the second part of the motion, the expansive punch. This is where all that stored up energy gets released into the light of the future. This forward punch is really just our ambition in action. It's the goals we're setting, the plans we're making, the life we're trying to build for ourselves. This is that moment of release, the powerful action that comes directly after all that reflection. And here it is. This is probably the most important connection in this entire idea. As you can see right here, these two motions are completely, totally linked. You just can't have a powerful punch if you don't have a proper wind-up. The quality of our reflection, of our look back, directly fuels the impact of our push forward. So it's not just about raw power, you see. The past gives us more than just fuel. It gives us direction. Looking back helps us aim for a future that's actually authentic to who we are, based on everything we've been through. It makes sure that our punch isn't just strong, but that it's also aimed at the right target for us. So, what does this all mean when you put it all together? How do we actually apply this metaphor of the retraction and the punch in our day-to-day lives? Let's get to the final takeaway. This whole idea really gets boiled down to this one powerful quote. Time doesn't ask for your attention, it just keeps walking. Just let that sink in for a second. Time isn't waiting around for us to get our act together. It just moves, relentlessly forward. And the meaning here is actually pretty deep. We can't outrun time, and we can't pause it. It doesn't care how we feel. Our only real choice is how we relate to its constant movement. The goal, then, isn't to try and chase after time, but to walk with it, using that rhythm of retraction and expansion, of looking back and punching forward, to inform every single step we take. And that leaves us with this final, really powerful question for you to think about. Are you actively using this two-part motion to walk with time, or are you maybe just standing still on the sidewalk, watching it all pass you by? It's definitely something worth reflecting on. Thanks so much for joining me for this one.